Hello, this video will serve as a demo for our second sprint of OpenEval version 0.0.2. Members of our group include Dennis, Mitchell, Joshua, David, and myself, Erica. For our sprint 2, our overall goal was to work on professor functionality, with the focus on allowing professors to create default course surveys. Now, I will first cover the main user stories my team and I focused on, and will then follow it with a demo of the implemented functionality. The first user story we focused on was, as a professor, I want to create a class survey so that I may receive student feedback. The next main user story we focused on was, as a professor, I want to designate a time window for which the survey can be completed so that I can control the duration that a survey is active. And the third user story we focused on was, as a professor, I want to view what surveys are active so that I can see what feedback I can expect from students. And now I will go into a demo of the implemented functionality. As you can see, we are currently logged in as Professor Burdell. On this page, Professor Burdell is able to see what courses he teaches. Now say Professor Burdell wanted to deploy a default survey for his CS 1331 class. He would do that by selecting CS 1331. He will then be prompted to this page. On this page, a professor is able to deploy a survey, and there are two main types of surveys. In this case, there's default and custom. And as I mentioned before, our focus for this sprint was allowing professors to deploy default surveys. Now, what differentiates a default survey from a custom survey is that default surveys come with pre-selected questions, meaning that professors are not able to customize the questions that they are asking their students in their survey. And below on the screen here is where professors are able to see what surveys are currently deployed for the specific course. In this case, Professor Burdell's CS 1331 class does not have a deployed survey. Now, continuing on to the task of deploying a default survey for CS 1331. Professor Burdell would do that by selecting Default Survey. Upon selecting that, he is prompted to this page in which he can set the start and end time for this survey. And so he is able to select the start and end time of the survey, meaning that he's also able to select the duration for which the survey will be active. Now, to deploy a survey, Professor Burdell has to just set the start and end time and then hit deploy. If instead he were to hit the back button, this current survey would not be deployed and would not be made viewable to students. But in this case, I'm going to hit deploy. And that prompts us back to the previous page where Professor Burdell was allowed to deploy a survey. As you can see here, Test Survey 1 appeared and was not on the screen before. That is because Professor Burdell has just deployed a survey. And based off of the start and end time, Test Survey 1 is viewed as an active survey. Now, if Professor Burdell wanted to deploy a survey for other courses, he could do that by hitting the back button. So in a single session, Professor Burdell could create as many surveys for as many of his classes. And this concludes the demo. However, moving forward, our next sprint is going to focus on student user functionality. Specifically, we'll work towards making surveys viewable to students and allowing them to submit surveys for courses that they are registered for. Thank you for watching our demo of Sprint 2 for OpenEval version 0.0.2.